Walimbwa. I am the Executive Director of AW BAP Enterprises Limited. I started this project way back in 2012, but professionally I am a caterer. I started catering in 2005, but after some time I gave it up because it was tedious. The occasions go up to late in the night, and I did not manage doing that. I have passion in bamboo. We started with Mrs. Wamimbi. That was in 2003. We would make Maleewa from home. We thought of packaging Maleewa and put it on the shelf to promote our delicacy, Maleewa. So we would prepare Maleewa and then bring it to her shop where she used to work in town. Then we packaged together. But then after some time, Madame Petwa went to Canada and left me alone. So that is when I started putting in enough effort to package Maleewa and market it. It was very difficult. People really despised this Maleewa. They said, "Oh, your Maleewa, this small thing." It is very expensive. But we would explain to them that we wash, after washing, we cook, wash, then we remove the internodes and then package. Can't you see all that work? But they could not hear. They say, your Maleewa is very expensive. But I kept on persisting. Persistence has really paid off. And resilient. Being resilient, I think, is a very good thing. It has finally paid off. Yes, there was this lady who was in Kampala. She was a sister to Mrs. Wachiro. She was my best customer, but I forgot her name. She would make an order. Mrs. Wachiro would call me and make an order and do what? And send to her in Kampala. She was a vegetarian, so she was my best customer. Yes. But most people would, the people who knew the value of packaging and processing, one by one, the Bama server here would order and we make for them. Yeah. Oh yes. We grew up knowing that bamboo is harvested just up in the mountain. It is, you go there freely and you harvest, you bring down the market and we buy. But when the Mount Elgon was turned into a national park, I think that is where the problems began. And the idea of growing started in 2018 when I visited the stalls during the UMA showground, trade show, sorry. UMA trade show in Mbale Municipal Stadium. I walked around the stalls and I found the Uganda Development Corporation store. I inquired what they do, and they told me that if the farmers are organized and they have their raw materials, the government, through Uganda Development Corporation, construct for them the factories and put their equipment for them so that they can process their products. So an official who was at the store told me to go. When I had told her about the processing of Maleewa, bamboo, she said, this is a very good thing. You know, we have a lot of Maleewa when the season comes. And she told me to write a proposal and take it to Uganda Development Corporation. So I did that, and in 2019, they called me to go and defend the proposal. So when I went, during the interrogation and questioning, they asked me whether we have grown Maleewa. And that was a real setback for us, because for us in Bugisu, our Mount Elgon, we know Maleewa can never be grown, and nobody had ever attempted to grow it. So when I came back, I had an idea, and I said, but we can try maybe to try and see whether it can grow. I wrote an application to Uganda Wildlife Authority and Mount Elgon National Park, and I took it to the office requesting for some piece of land where I can start piloting the growing of Maleewa. And they told me that the chief warden, Mr. Fred Kiza, who was there by then, called me and said, we can try this project, but you'll work with us. We do not have land to give you because this is government land, but we can work together and see whether this project can work. So in 2021, they called me, and he told me that the ministry has accepted your proposal, and we are going to provide a piece of land on the boundary, and you try your project. So in 2021, January 6th, they called me. I went and signed an MOU with the Uganda Wildlife Authority and the Bududa District, because this is where they told me you should go and try it in Bududa District. So I went, after signing the MOU, I went to Bushiri sub-county, because they told me you start from Bushiri because that is a peaceful sub-county which does not have many conflicts. You know, there have been a lot of conflicts with the communities up there. So I went there with the community conservation officer, Madam Irene Nambozo. We had a meeting with the chairman, LC3, and his executive, and the LC2s and LC1s. We introduced them the project and they accepted it. They welcomed us our project, and that is where it was not easy. But through God's grace, I got an idea that if this piece of land can be divided into plots and we give the community members, they can help me. So I talked to the chairman, LC3, and he told me we have a committee of the boundary committee, because this project is going to run around the boundary of Bududa District. So, and some of the members, when we had the meeting, they also came and attended the meeting, and the chairman introduced them to me, and that is where we started. We convinced them that we are going to give you land, a free piece of land, where you are going to plant your products like cabbages, like onions, like maize. But meanwhile, we plant in bamboo And while weeding, you'll be weeding your crops and bamboo. They knew they were the beneficiaries, actually. They welcomed the project so much, and they have been very, very happy. And we have been working in harmony with them. They are the ones implementing the project. That is how it started. So we have been working together, the UWA officials, our company, and Bududa District.